minutes left in the game. I grab a rebound on the offensive end, get a putback N1, and then yell in the kid's face, "You can't fucking stop me."
All right. Welcome back to Fade the Mahoney. Here is our Monday weekend recap edition. How are you doing, EDonk?
Great. Great to be here.
You are looking much better than the last couple of times we've seen you. Probably because you're in the central time zone and not in Vegas. Sound about right?
Yeah, I'm back home.
Good. All right. We try to keep these Mondays quick. I'm not sure how quick this one's going to be. I've got quite a bit to cover here, but from the intro, just wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to Trevor for all of your time and your Major League Wiffle Ball expertise that you share with us. I'm going to be back later on in the episode with some Major League Wiffle Ball stuff. Also, at the end of the episode or near the end, we'll have our Wednesday guest announcement for 2 days from now. It's a good one. I think you agree, right, EDonk? It's a pretty good one.
He's a very good poker tournament player.
Okay. That's at the end. Our most recent Wednesday guest, the P-Man, he started off. What'd you say?
Is a legend.
He is a legend, and he actually started off really good with his picks, but then of course he had to drop the KL special, the 11-star on Cleveland. So he was doing well, and then he gave it all back. And
the 11 stars seem to always be very sharp.
This probably should be a thing going forward. The 11 stars are really bad. I'm guessing like 1 in 4 maybe so far, something like that. Sound about right? 1 in 5.
Yeah, DR Loswan, KL, P-Man. Who else? I've never fired an 11-star play, I don't think. Or maybe I have.
No, you sure did. I think we had an episode last week where we had 2 11 stars, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Oh, the one with Spec Brad. He had an 11-star, and I think you came in with an NBA one on that day as well.
Fucking maybe I took the Bulls against Philly that week, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, Spec Brad and his fucking prop bets.
Tell me.
Did you see any of that?
No, tell me. What do you got?
He had some ridiculous prop bets that won. Let me just look him up real quick. It'll take me 2 seconds.
All right. Well, while you look those up.
Yeah.
While you look those up, I'm gonna just keep going here. We had a meet and greet at Lambeau Field yesterday, a Fade the Mahoney meet and greet. It was great. I want to send a thank you to both Fleet Farm for the tickets and the Packers for being such gracious hosts to us. Here's what happened. We had B-Funk, obviously. We talked about B-Funk. He flew out from SoCal for the meet and greet. That's dedication. That's a member of the Fade the Mahoney family. We had Mrs. JoJo. We had Marky Mark. We had Kimmy B. And who knows how many other people were there that couldn't get to the area where we had the meet and greet. But then the next meet and greet is this Sunday. I hope you can make it, EDonk. I don't know what your plans are, but as of now, we have Jeffrey from Florida who's scheduled at the local poker room, and I think Mike Trout's going to be there as well. Now, those are just the early RSVPs. What's your plan on Sunday? Can you make it?
Yeah, I haven't that far ahead.
Okay, it's too early. I got you. All right. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah.
What do you got?
So he fired a ridiculous prop. These are all prop bets. So this one was CeeDee Lamb first touchdown, $66 to pay out $561 cash.
Winner. Okay.
Okay. Here's another one. This is Tyreek Hill first touchdown, Kansas City Chiefs at Las Vegas.
It was like 7.5 to 1, something like that.
Yeah. That one cashed?
Yeah, I think so. I think he scored. I was on my way back from Lambeau at the time, but I'm pretty sure he scored the first touchdown.
Okay, cash.
Yep.
Then we will go with Hunter Renfro, anytime touchdown, 361 at plus 155 to pay out 920, 920 and 55 cents
He scored the second touchdown.
cash. And I asked him who he was getting these sharp bets from. I just assumed it was Vegas Dave, but he said it's all me, baby.
No,
So
no, nobody
he
believes that.
is. Yeah, he's a fucking wizard.
He's paying for a subscription to High Rollers picks or something to get those.
Yeah, he's as good at prop bets as Riddy is at poker tournaments.
Recap circa. We went 2-3 yesterday. I got one right. I got mine. What'd you say?
It's not gonna fucking get it done.
No, 2-3 is not going to do it. I went 1-0. I think you went 1-1, which is respectable. And then Jody subcontracted her picks out. Jody subcontracted Trevor's picks out to Bethany. I don't think you were around for that part, but Jody was at a girls' weekend. She subcontracted the picks out to Bethany, who went with the Seahawks and the Buccaneers, I think. Does that sound right? Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm not slandering anybody.
Bethany?
Yes, Bethany went with the Seahawks and Bucks. And thank you, Bethany, for going 0-2 and missing your two picks by a combined 34 points.
Who the fuck is Bethany?
That's the question. So we are in the meaty part of the bell curve again. We have 25 points out of a possible 50. So that is the definition of average. But everyone, please don't take for granted what you can get out of EDonk multiple times a week. Here's what we have from EDonk recently. Analytics hasn't even calculated all the stars from the Twitter picks on Saturday, but they did share with me that the 5-star pick on Northwestern missed, and the 4-star pick on Penn State. Those both were losers. And then if you remember, what's that?
Are you sure?
About what?
They lost?
Yeah, they lost. They lost. And then you did join us briefly. You may not remember. I think you were still drunk on Friday. But you had 4.5 stars on the Bulls.
No, I wasn't drunk. I was just on very little sleep.
Okay. Well,
still am.
They were getting 5.5 points on Friday night, and they lost by 26. So our tally for the number of stars you are down since we started.
They didn't cover?
They did not cover. Nope. You're negative. I think we're at like 203.5 stars right now. So nice job. Fade the Mahoney, everybody. Don't take for granted. Day in and day out.
Sounds like it's getting better.
EDonk is he's doing what he does. A few shout outs. Chili Dog. We don't talk about Chili Dog enough on this show, I don't think.
I saw Chili Dog.
How is that guy? Is he doing okay?
The best. So I was playing in the one drop, and he brought me a beer. It was a lucky beer. I doubled up and got a nice little kickoff, and then it was my dinner break, and I decided to return the favor, and I brought him a nice little Chick-fil-A club sandwich, and I gave it to him. So I asked him where he was on the way back. I said, "Hey, what table are you at?" And he said, "The rebuy line," which was fun. And then so I gave him the sandwich, and about maybe half hour, 45 minutes later, he texted me and said it was an unlucky sandwich and he was in the rebuy line again.
That's unfortunate. I have some stats from him that he posted for his most recent Vegas trip. He was there just under 3 days, and he posted 6 hours of sleep. So
He's the best.
nice job, Chili Dog. Next shout out is to Jimmy Donuts. If you guys recall, Jimmy Donuts was the self-appointed man on the street who got the pre-interview with Joe Stapleton, and previously was captured on Poker News wearing the only official Fade the Mahoney shirt that's in existence. He reported live yesterday morning at a poker table, the poker room locks, that everybody at the poker table were saying were locks. The two of them were the Atlanta Falcons and the Cleveland Browns. Again, poker room lock theory. Those two teams lost against the spread by 68 points. So nice work with that reporting, Jimmy Donuts. I'm sure anybody on Slack who got that information was able to benefit from it. Another shout out I want to give to DR from the Northwest Burbs. If you all recall, 2 Wednesdays ago now, I think he was our guest. Excellent episode, lots of views. He had a 4-team parlay yesterday that included Dallas, easy winner, Green Bay, easy winner, and the over in the late game last night, the KC game. The one that he lost was he had the over in the Dallas-Atlanta game, which if you were paying
because Atlanta didn't participate in that game.
Well, what he has here was there were 39 points scored in the first half.
Yeah.
With a total of 54.5. Final was 43-3, and his words were, "Thanks for the participation, Atlanta." You know.
Yeah.
So,
they I don't think they even got off the bus or the plane or whatever they fucking
no,
came.
but again, combine those. Atlanta was a poker room lock, and they scored 3 points. Here's another shout out.
Glorious. It was so glorious. So Jimmy Donuts posted that, and then in the same time, I had just seen Mike Trout, who's not sharp. He posted that he wanted Atlanta and who else? Cleveland. Atlanta and Cleveland.
Nice
and
job.
So, and I snap went back to that channel and I said, book. And then I fired another wager on those same 2 teams.
Nice job, Trout. Way to be with the poker room locks. All right. Another shout out. Smells. I don't think we give Smells enough love around here. She's a true legend of the DGen world. Did you see the video she posted yesterday where she tagged me something at a Charger game? Did you see it by any chance?
I did. I didn't watch it. Sorry.
Okay. I think it was her in the crowd, perhaps overserved. That's what I think it was. So I'm going to have to double check with her. But she's going to be a guest very soon on the show. So I want everybody to get excited for Smells. I'm not sure we're all going to be able to handle what she's going to bring. She had wanted to bet $1 million on the Chargers yesterday. So I'm hopeful she wasn't able to get that booked. But shout out to Smells.
I stung her a little bit. Unfortunately, I stung Smells a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a personal shout out to all the members of the hostile takeover yesterday. I would recommend you all watch your back. So that's personal. You got anybody that we haven't mentioned that you want to give a shout out to before we get to some gambling?
Oh, Jamil's I met Jamil over the weekend or last week. We had a nice little meal. He made a nice little deep run in the main. Great guy.
All right, shout out Jamil. I did have on here that we should do just a quick recap of the main. You fill in anything that I missed, but Check Race Charles cashed, did well. DJF cashed, did well. Riddy obviously went deep and did well. Jamil,
Deep.
who?
Deep. I think he was like between 250 and 300, I think.
Okay.
Ethan.
I know Marley went deep, so shout out to Marley. So between Fade the Mahoney family, extended family, DGF community, really good representation in the main.
Yeah, and anyone who doesn't think that that Chance Corneth shit wasn't a fucking angle is just fooling themselves. It's completely fooling themselves. I don't mind that he did it. I don't give a shit, but it's not great for the game. It's not something you should do.
Was this the stacking the chips and moving them here and then sitting back?
Yeah.
Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah, like if you're fucking around with your chips and like counting them out, whatever, like you would never make full eye contact with the other guy while you're doing it, right? Like unless you're trying to get something out of it. And that's fine. But you can't move your whole stack and like pump fake. Like I think that's bullshit.
Okay. That's a public service announcement from the EDonk. Don't do that shit with your chips. EDonk, if you remember back in week 1, I had made a declaration that the Jacksonville Jaguars favored by 3 or 3.5 at Houston was one of the worst lines in the history of football. It was a joke line. The Jaguars favored on the road. I bring that up in context because the sports gambling content creators, as I've mentioned before, we're a tight-knit community. We kind of always have each other's backs. We look out for what each other are saying and how we're doing. One of our community members, a gentleman by the name of David Portnoy, he went on record this weekend where he brought up a joke line. The Green Bay Packers favored by 3 at home, healthy for the most part, at home against an average team. Favored.
No more.
Say that?
No more COVID.
Correct. At home, favored by 3. So he went on the record. So I just want to give him a shout out, David Portnoy. Nice job. He said that's a joke line. He put $500,000 on the Packers yesterday. If you haven't seen the videos of him sweating it, it's pretty good.
I saw.
Yeah, it's a
I
joke.
had the other side. Believe it or not. And the over, which just missed too. They had like 3 fucking points at halftime. Like both teams.
Right.
3.
Yeah. Packers at home, only favored by 3. They played pretty bad. I was there. I don't know if I mentioned that. I was at the game. They played pretty bad, and they won 17-0. That was a joke line.
Yeah, I think what also is a joke in the fucking NFL is these ties. That's bullshit.
Shout out B-Funk again, Survivor. He had Pittsburgh deep in Survivor.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is a tie? Like, seriously, they have 17 fucking games in the season, and they're gonna end one of them on a fucking tie.
Yeah, it should count as a loss.
Why even play?
If it's against the Lions, it should be a loss.
Why even play? How about fucking Macaroni having this season total
for
the Lions and
you froze on there. I think what you said was he had both of those teams season win total under. Is that what you said? Huh, that's pretty good.
That's like, what the fuck?
That's
how
pretty
does
good.
that even happen?
Nice job, Macaroni.
Yeah, like fucking bullshit, I think.
I need to pat ourselves on the back a little bit. On Friday, in a Fade the Mahoney exclusive, Trevor and I were the first to break the news about the 10-minute version of All Too Well by Taylor Swift. And now everyone's talking about it, including Bill Simmons today. Again, another member of the sports gambling content creating community. He did a lot of talk about it. He was quoting verse lines, quoting the song today. But again, we were the first to report on it, so good job by us. All
I
right,
listened to the first like 45 seconds.
don't brag about how ignorant you are, EDonk. That song is amazing.
Don't waste your time.
All right, let's get to some gambling. Let's do the game tonight. You ready?
Don't waste your time.
You ready?
Yeah, I
All right.
can't wait.
Monday Night Football. We've got the Rams are at San Francisco. San Francisco is getting 3.5 points with a total of 50. What do you got?
Rams are at San Francisco. And the Rams are getting 3.5.
No, the Rams are favored by 3.5. If I said that the other way, I apologize. The Rams are 3.5 point favorites.
Wow. I have no fucking idea. I think you go with the hometown love and take Frisco.
Okay. You obviously don't love it.
3.5. I don't love it, so we'll go 3 stars, and we will go. I think they'll put some points on the board. I'll take the over for 3 as well.
Okay. First touchdown score? Give me a name. I'll tell you what kind of odds I'll give you.
Does Kittle still play for
12-1.
Yeah.
Locked in.
Kittle?
George
Is it
Kittle.
Is it Kerry Kittle?
It's White Sox 80s. Is that him?
I think so.
George
It's-
Kittle 12-1.
It's definitely a name in sports, Kerry Kittle, I think.
All right. What about, let's go to your bread and butter.
College basketball.
One of your bread and butters. No, we've got like the perfect matchup for you tonight. Are you ready? Chicago Bulls are favored by 1.5 points at the LeBron Jameses.
Well, they just beat the Clippers last night and covered. I fired them last night.
Post game. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. So God, LA just fucking sucks this year. And I could never willingly take LeBron in anything. So we'll take the Bulls for 3.5 stars.
3.5 on the Bulls. Okay. All right. Are you ready for the daily 5:48 a.m. message from shit tout in training kingmaker Chad McVean? 5:48. That's how early this one was. All right. He went 8-4 in the NFL yesterday.
8-4.
Right. But dirty little secret, he takes these huge favorites on the money line and then he counts them as victories.
Come on.
What do you expect? He's a tout. Anyway, so he's 92-50 on the season. And what's
So
important?
he lays like 1,500 to win 100.
Yeah, that's how you do. That's how you can say you're 92-50. But what's important to keep in mind, he does have the KL special. He does have the 11-star play on the Rams tonight, -3.5.
I hope he took Tampa Bay on the money line yesterday.
Almost certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So today
We don't give your record. We know how much money you want.
you just froze
Like,
up.
because
again.
if you go 8-4. Hello.
Yeah, you froze up. Yeah, you could go 8-4 and be down a shit ton because all you're doing is laying the lumber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know how touts are. They'll spin it however they want. So according to this, he went 6-0 yesterday in the NHL, and 8-4 in the NFL. So tonight for NHL, he's going with Detroit and Tampa Bay. I assume they're both gigantic favorites. So that's him. Two last things. We hinted at it, maybe even mentioned it. Wednesday, we've got Ritman. We've got Ritty joining us. I think we're the first big time national show to book him for an interview. You are super frozen. I don't know if you can hear me or even if you're still around. There you are. I think, was he got like 4 or 5 or 6 cashes already in the World Series this year? Something like that. He's got to be in the mix for player of the year, but he's going to be with us. He's going to be with us on Wednesday. He's got some good DGen stories, and we're going to talk World Series main event deep run with him. And last thing here, all of you who are waiting till the end for Major League Wiffle Ball World Series recap and preview, the game on Friday was one of the greatest things that's ever been uploaded onto YouTube. So if you haven't watched it yet, go and watch Friday's game 3 between the Diamondbacks and whatever the other team's name is. I've got it here. Let me find Trevor's. It's the Wildcats, I think. D-backs and Wildcats.
I like Marquette. I like Marquette tonight at home against the Illini. 4 stars. They're getting 8 points. Shaka Smart has got to have those boys raring to go.
I've heard of him.
I know, like Illinois has been on a pretty good run the last couple of years, but Shaka took over the program, and it's no joke.
Okay, well, that's a bonus play. Marquette 4 stars +8 tonight versus Illinois. Okay, last thing. Here's Trevor's preview for tomorrow's game. The D-backs are now up 2-1. They're playing for the title. He says it's going to be Nort versus Schultz. He's concerned if the Wildcats can recover from that disaster. But he sensed they're a veteran squad and it's a pick'em game. He thinks there's a chance the Diamondbacks might be a little bit too nervous to close out the game. So he's going to take the Wildcats at pick'em, and he's going to take over 5. And if you can find a place to bet props, he likes homers from both Schultz and Saylor. So that's the preview for tomorrow. EDonk, I know you haven't watched the game on Friday. When we get done with this, you should go watch it. It's good use of 20 minutes of your time. It's good stuff. All right. We went really long. Anything you want to say that we didn't cover?
No, we're good.
Okay. Welcome back to beautiful, snowy Midwest America.
I fucking hate living here. It's awful.
Yeah, it's snowing. It is snowing upstairs outside the worldwide headquarters of Fade the Mahoney Studios. All right, say goodbye to the people, EDonk. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Later.